Made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. Never forgot he didn't know you.
I've been in the public eye since 5, and you know, before there was an Usher, there was an Orlando Brown. Before there was a Tiana Taylor, there was an Orlando Brown.
You're a legend. No denying that.
Before there was a Bow Wow, there was an Orlando Brown. Before there was a Sierra, there was an Orlando Brown.
Wait, so Orlando really knew the whole truth about what went down with Meek Mill? Everyone's been whispering about Meek being Diddy's so-called party buddy for ages. Remember that viral clip of Meek splashing around in the pool, trying to cool off after one of those wild nights with Diddy? Yeah, that one had people talking non-stop. But here's where it gets crazy. Orlando Brown just jumped in and spilled everything about why Meek even agreed to let Diddy treat him like that. And trust me, what he said will have you gasping for air. Orlando came in hot, claiming Meek wasn't just some random name in the mix. He had his reasons for getting involved, and they go deep. Apparently, Meek's name got pulled into Diddy's mess after producer Lil Rod filed that lawsuit for serious misconduct. In the court papers, Lil Rod dropped major names, Meek and even Usher, claiming Diddy used to brag about being with them while dangling career opportunities like bait. That's wild. As usual, Usher stayed silent and kept it classy, but Meek, he couldn't hold it in. He went on a full-blown rant online, firing off tweets left and right, accusing black media of pushing lies for a paycheck. He sounded furious, like really losing it. The man was not having it, and it showed. Meek was basically saying, I'd call out any celebrity if they ever tried something slick with me. No favorites, no passes, no fear. He made it clear he's from Philly, and his energy is solid and heavy, so people already know how he moves. He said his circle always watches his back in this wild industry, and nobody even tries him because they already know the vibe. He also made it known he doesn't mess with drugs or weird party habits at all. In his words, nobody even offers me anything like that because they know I'm not built for it. He was standing firm, saying no man or anyone else would ever approach him with anything inappropriate without the whole place getting shut down real fast. That was his way of showing he doesn't play about his respect. Then, he said he woke up and saw his name all over every blog, like the internet was waiting on him to react. The timing was crazy because while all this was happening, more receipts about his alleged connection to Diddy was spreading everywhere. The pressure was heavy, and it felt like the story was growing faster than he could shut it down. One of the biggest shockers was talk about an audio recording that people claimed was from a private party. The clip was described as uncomfortable and disturbing, with one person sounding stressed and not okay at all, which made a lot of folks uneasy. Word on the street is that people believe the voices belonged to Diddy and Meek, though nothing was officially confirmed. The person who said they recorded it claimed they saw both of them allegedly head toward a private room while the party was still going on. That story alone sent social media into chaos, with everyone trying to piece together what was real and what was just rumors. The whole situation had people side-eyeing everything and questioning what was really happening behind closed doors. So the story goes that he followed them, heard what was happening, and decided to hit record right then and there. That move alone turned a private moment into a full-blown internet storm, and people were already bracing for chaos. Once that audio hit the web, folks started connecting dots at lightning speed. It was like everyone suddenly became a detective, replaying old clips and searching for anything that could explain what they were hearing. The timeline started lining up in people's minds real fast. The first thing they dragged back up was that pool video of Meek, where he looked tense and uncomfortable, like he was trying to shake off some serious stress. People ran with it, saying his body language told a deeper story, even if nothing was officially proven. And to make it even messier, Diddy was the one holding the camera, thanking him for putting in that work. That phrase had everyone side-eyeing hard, trying to decode what he really meant. Some believed it was just slang. Others swear it was secret talk for those wild party rumors, and the debate went crazy online. People also started saying Meek was following a page on Twitter that shared adult content, and that alone made the rumors explode even more. Folks ran with it fast, even though following a page doesn't automatically prove anything.
It's not a requirement.
Bro, the requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
Nigga, you can take the bitch, but he won't you. He ain't worried about that bitch. He is not worried about that bitch at all.
Then an old song of his got dragged back up where he spoke in vague, dramatic lyrics about wild industry experiences, and people tried to twist those lines into something way deeper than what was actually said. Now you'd think after all that heat, Meek would have stayed low and let the noise die down. But Nah, he jumped right into the back and forth between 50 Cent and Christian, and that opened a whole new lane of drama. As expected, 50 used the moment to clown him hard and put him on blast. Meek fired back by accusing 50's posts of moving like informant talk, basically saying the streets in Queens already know how certain things go. He was throwing shade heavy, trying to flip the spotlight and call out what he felt was fake behavior. The tension was loud, messy, and public, but the situation crossed a line when family got mentioned, and that's where things should have stopped. Bringing kids or family into internet beef is never cool or fair, and that part needed to be left out of the conversation completely. Still, Meek tried to show he was unbothered, posting about being on vacation, celebrating life, and spending time with loved ones, like everything was peaceful on his end. He wrapped it up by telling people to follow negative energy and not to buy into online chaos. He claimed there were people being paid to stir trouble and tear others down, and he wasn't about to let that steal his joy. No matter how you look at it, the whole situation was loud, messy, and full of power plays. Meek was heated, saying he'd never seen black people laugh while other black people are getting hit with serious legal trouble. He accused certain celebs of sitting online and making jokes that could actually make situations worse, like they were helping build cases instead of staying quiet. That statement alone had people split down the middle. But of course, 50 Cent wasn't about to let that slide at all. He clapped back fast, dragging Meek over his recent album numbers and bringing those long-running rumors right back to the surface. 50 straight up said Meek only moved around 6,000 copies on his last project, and that line alone sent social media into a frenzy. 50 then went even harder, saying Meek shouldn't be on vacation still chasing dreams or living in what he called a nightmare while standing by someone he cares about. He added, "That part I respect," which people saw as slick shade wrapped in fake praise. Meek did respond, but fans clocked something immediately. He only addressed the album sales jab and completely ignored the boy toy accusation. When it came to that accusation, it was pure silence, and people noticed that real quick. Meek fired back saying, "My last project sold 90,000 first week, expensive pain. Ross did that last CD for fun to help me out my contract, cause we rich and got history, it's different, lol." He even threw extra shade, saying he didn't know how certain people were even talking to 50 and called his swag extremely whack. But 50 was still not done. He doubled back and posted an old clip of Meek singing playfully to Diddy at a party, adding a caption that instantly reignited all the rumors and kept the internet buzzing.
He even went as far as saying, "I respect anyone who stands strong and supports their partner." He told Meek to stay solid, stay united, and keep moving forward together, wishing them peace and blessings. That comment caught people off guard because it sounded calm compared to all the chaos swirling around. Now, when it comes to Orlando, he's been talking about the Diddy situation from day one. According to him, he's seen dark sides of the industry that most people never want to talk about. He claimed powerful executives would cross serious lines and manipulate young, vulnerable artists with promises of fame and success, which shook a lot of listeners. He made it clear he was talking about exploitation and abuse of power, not anything being proven in court. But it got even heavier during that same interview. Orlando also accused Diddy of personally crossing boundaries with him and trying to pull him into uncomfortable situations. What really stood out was Orlando's tone. This wasn't his usual joking, over-the-top style at all. He looked shaken, serious, and genuinely affected as he spoke.
I feel like a lot of people understand that, you just got to be careful with what you play with when you're playing with the intelligence of a certain individual.
People watching could tell this wasn't clout-chasing energy. Whether you believe him or not, his body language and emotion made it clear that whatever he experienced left a deep mark on him. From what Orlando said, he made it sound like Diddy allegedly crossed lines with him more than once, and that alone had people shook. He claimed this kind of behavior keeps happening because some powerful people feel protected, and that's a scary thought when you really sit with it. He also said one reason industry figures allegedly get away with things is because certain adults around young artists are involved or stay silent, which creates a broken system. To be clear, he was talking about exploitation and abuse of power, not proven facts, but the way he explained it made people uncomfortable in a real way. When Orlando was asked about Meek and Diddy, he said he wasn't surprised at all. He claimed Meek had already been open about his identity, and any relationship between adults would be based on personal choice, not pressure. That statement flipped the narrative for some people because he wasn't framing it as business or career related. Basically, Orlando didn't believe Meek was involved for favors or industry gain. He said he thought it was about personal desire between consenting adults, period. That take shocked a lot of folks because it went against the whole forced industry situation angle. He even threw Rick Ross into the mix, accusing him of being connected to a circle of rappers with similar private lifestyles. That comment sent social media into another spiral, with people arguing whether he was speaking facts or just stirring the pot. After Orlando said all that, the internet went straight into meltdown mode. Blogs, comment sections, group chats, everybody had an opinion, and nobody was quiet. Some people said Orlando was finally saying what others were too scared to admit, while others swore he was just chasing attention and chaos. Either way, his words hit hard and stuck. What really had people talking was how confident he sounded. No jokes, no clown energy, just straight up claims with chest behind them. Folks noticed the shift instantly, saying this didn't feel like trolling. It felt personal, heavy, and unresolved. That alone kept the story alive. Meanwhile, Meek stayed mostly silent after that, which only added more pressure. In this internet age, silence doesn't calm things down. It makes people speculate even more. Screenshots, old clips, and half-true stories kept resurfacing like clockwork. At this point, the whole situation turned into a messy mix of rumors, reactions, and power plays. Nobody knows what's really true yet. But one thing's clear, this drama isn't cooling off anytime soon. Just when people thought it couldn't get any louder, social media flipped the switch again. Every platform was flooded with think pieces, reaction videos, and hot takes from people who swear they know the inside scoop. The timelines were moving crazy fast, and nobody was letting this story breathe. What really stood out was how divided everyone became. Some folks were saying this is exactly how the industry chews people up and spits them out, while others felt like too many rumors were being mixed with facts. The arguing was non-stop and the comments were straight chaos. Old interviews, lyrics, and blurry clips kept resurfacing, with people breaking them down frame by frame like it was a courtroom trial. Every pause, every laugh, every line was treated like evidence, even when it was clearly speculation. That made the pressure even heavier. At the same time, bigger questions started popping up about power and influence and what really goes on behind closed doors. Whether people believed Orlando, Meek, or nobody at all, one thing was obvious. This conversation had gone way past gossip and turned into something much deeper and way more uncomfortable. As usual, the internet had plenty to say, and the comments were rolling in heavy. One person wrote, "I always knew Orlando was acting wild to protect himself, and once the authorities closed in on Diddy, he was gonna talk. I'm here for it, and I'm glad Orlando is back." That take had people nodding like, yeah, maybe there was more behind his behavior than everyone realized. Another person said, "They've been calling Orlando crazy for years, but I never bought that. I always felt like something traumatic happened to him, and he was reacting to it in his own way." That comment hit different because it showed real empathy instead of jokes and mockery. They went on to say, "I don't think this man is lying. I think he's telling his truth the only way he knows it." And honestly, that's the part that made people stop and think, because sometimes truth doesn't come wrapped in a perfect package. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Meek being connected to all these rumors? And do you really believe what Orlando is saying? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is far from over. And before you go, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and comment your opinion below. Also, click right here to watch that other messy video we just dropped, because you already know it's wild.